Well, hello guys, how's everybody doing? Hope you're all safe and well. So I've come out today for some exercise, and I've brought you to a place. I haven't been to this place for years, and it's only down the road from me. Completely forgot about this place, but it's a place full of beauty and nature, and I thought I'd show you around. So I hope you enjoy it, and learn a little bit of history from it as well. I don't know too much history, I'm afraid, on this place, but I can tell you what I know. So before I actually show you this place, first of all, that building there, which just looks like a normal little house, it was actually the first schoolhouse in Wallasey. I'm not sure when it opened, but it's many years old. It's a very small place, but as I say, it probably only had one classroom in it. But yeah, that was a schoolhouse. Right, so this place that I'm going to show you today, it's actually called the Breck. It's on Breck Road in Wallasey, and it's a semi-natural place. I'll explain a little bit more in a moment, but yeah, absolutely beautiful, this place. So the Breck was actually a sandstone quarry years and years ago. The sandstone that was mined from here was actually used to construct Leaso Road. Actually made the foundations for the road itself, and it was owned by a guy called Sir John Tobin. And John Tobin used to live in Liscard Hall, which is in Central Park. If you've seen the recent video, probably last week I think it was, and in the video I mentioned about the hall that burnt down a few years ago, and they'd made some statues there. That's where he used to live. But now it's a nature reserve. There's tons of wildlife in here. It's only a small place, doesn't take long to get around it, but it's absolutely beautiful. These days, as you can see, we've got some sort of cliffs and things like that, and this area is actually used quite extensively actually by climbers learning to climb. But used to come here a lot as a child and a teenager. We used to sit up here. I'm not going to go too far close to the edge. It's a long way down. But you can see, you know, I mean, I'd love to live in one of these houses backing onto this. Just listen to the bird song. I can hear wood pigeons, blackbirds, there's all sorts. There was actually a big crow or a raven I'm not sure which one it was. Crow or a raven flew overhead before. I wish I'd filmed it, to be honest. As you can see from my videos, I do absolutely love nature, and I think the more natural something is, the better it is, because it's just as nature intended it to be. And sometimes this can even be for people. If you're not looking, sometimes the most beautiful things can come into your life that you want to treasure, look after, protect, and you know, you find some beautiful people and places and scenery when you least expect it. Some things are just amazing. Even when I was a kid, there was always a rope swing here. It's good to see that the tradition has carried on. But I'm not going to do it now. I'd probably break my neck. If I had my GoPro, I'd probably do it and do a POV. So we've seen blue bells, purple bells, and we've got white bells. Absolutely beautiful. And I will say one thing. When you think this was a quarry, the rock getting blasted out and dug out, and yet nature can survive like this, strong. And again, it's just like people. You can be fragile, you can be delicate, but as long as you're strong, you will survive. So I'm just going to bring you around here and show you some of the rock works that they got left behind when this quarry was closed down. I don't know when it operated. I'm sure Google might tell you. I actually did Google a little bit on the area, to be honest, to find out more, but I couldn't really find much. I've basically told you what I already know. Look, somebody's made some things for the birds out of a toilet roll and stuck some seeds on for the birds. That's clever, that. Let's see what this label says. To Lily, we hope you find our bird food. We love you, from Annabelle. Oh. Wonder who Lily is. I wonder if that's maybe a missing bird and they're making sure it's safe. So as you can see, the rock has been carved out. And then here is this odd looking rock formation. Now it's believed that the reason why this is here is because there used to be a crane mounted to the top of it. Now I don't know if that's 100% true, but yeah, the crane used to lift all the sandstone up And then once it was all done, this rock remained because it was such a well-known feature. But as you can see, this makes perfect climbing structure, and people climb it all the time. I used to climb it as a kid. I'm not so nimble now, but we used to climb up to the top. This bit's easy. I think they call that the north face, and then there is a bit around the back which is a little bit difficult. We got the overhangs, and then there's this bit which is pretty smooth, but it can be climbed. You can actually see where they've put holes in going up. They probably actually, like, you got this like slot here where they probably put like the metal pegs in and get up the wall. I'm actually trying to see if they've left any pegs. But yeah, it's almost like they've created some of these handholds. But yeah, really good. What I love about this place though is the spectacular views you can get if you can see through the trees and watch an amazing sunset here. Now, I don't know if you can quite make it out. If I try and zoom in, you might be able to. But if you look on top of that hill, you may be able to pick out, in between the tree branches, the windmill. If I move across a little bit, there it is. Can you see the windmill on top of the hill? That's the Bidston windmill that I went to the other day. And then if you look along a bit further, see if I can get it in. Right, in between the small tree and the big tree, can you see the little tower sticking up? And that's the Bidston Lighthouse that I've done a video from inside. And next to that, you can't quite make it out because of the trees, but you have the Bidston Weather Observatory. And then when you look this way, at the end of the land, if you can see the horizon, and that's the Irish Sea, looking out to sea. So we're looking towards that way, towards Leasowe and the end of New Brighton, in that sort of direction. And right there, you'll see that tower sticking up, which is Leasowe Lighthouse, which is where I took Zach the other day. Now, I don't know how well this picks up, but beyond that block of flats, if you can just make out the faint outline of hills right behind it, and I mean the very faint ones, and that's actually the Welsh mountains and the Welsh hills. So you can see right the way across. Right, so I'm going to take a walk full circle around here. I don't think I've ever actually been up this part of it. I know it's only a small place, but when we were kids we'd come here and we'd literally only go to what we used to call Granny's Rock. And we used to just sit there. We'd have our bottles of pop and some sweets and crisps and things. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'd say you've got to look to see the beauty in the place. But then, as I say, sometimes something surprises you. Something beautiful comes along, and if you're not looking, you're going to miss it. So I'm not actually 100% sure if this has been built as a bench to sit on, or if it's for bugs to live in, because if you look at it, it's full of holes. So it could be a bug house. What do you think? Or could it be a combination of the both? Let me know down below what you think. Is it a bench or is it a bug house? Just look at the way the ivy is creeping up this tree. It's just taking over the whole tree. Right, I'll go down here. I have to say there are a lot of bluebells. It's a real shame, actually, that they don't have... I mean, we've seen 3 different colours of bluebells, but it's a shame that they don't have peach. Because I know somebody who would actually love a peach bluebell. But one thing I have just spotted is we've got a mixture of colours all together. I mean, in one picture there you've got the purple, the white and the blue. Absolutely stunning. So as I was saying before about the rock climbing that people do here, if you notice on these holes, they've got white on them, and that's actually the chalk that the climbers use on their hands to get a grip. So they've been using these, putting their fingers in to pull themselves up, and it's all the way along here. See all the white splodges? Quite a lot here on this one. It's obviously used as a decent handhold for somebody. But I mean, it must be difficult. I mean, if you look at that bit there, and it's got the overhang, you know, where would you put your feet? You'd have to come out on an angle. You've got to have some serious upper body strength on that. Make a wish, guys. Hope your wishes come true. God knows why people have to vandalise and spray paint on the cliffs. Right guys, so that's it for today, I'm afraid. But I hope you enjoyed that little tour around the Breck with me. Now, I'd like to just ask the question. What would you like to see me doing more of in the videos? Are you happy with the nature side at the moment? Obviously, the channel's supposed to be about roller coasters and theme parks and things, but obviously they're all closed, so I'm just basically trying to do some content in the local area and do what I can to just try and keep you guys entertained. But is there anything else that you'd like to see me doing? I mean, I can go through all my theme park merch. One person suggested washing my car. Unfortunately it doesn't need it right now, so I won't be doing that one for a little while. I do have a few other scenery things to do, but yeah, let me know down below, see what you think and see what I can do. Thanks for watching and stay safe.